Emergency officials in Uvalde County still on standby this morning. What's next for people stranded near the Frio River?
I'm Patty Santos live in Comfort this morning with the latest on the search and recovery efforts in Kendall County. We'll have those numbers and the help that is pouring in from out of the state.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And welcome to Good Morning San Antonio on this Wednesday morning as we start our 6 o'clock hour. Obviously, Patty's still covering the latest with the Hill Country floods, and it looks like they're going to get some more help out there for those folks.
Yeah, we'll get to that story soon, but first and foremost, let's get to meteorologist Justin Horn again. For a lot of people on the far west side, very loud, very wet evening.
Yes.
Definitely woke me up.
Yeah, there were some storms that rolled through right around the evening time. And I think, Jeffney, that's going to be kind of the last of our rainy stretch here. Things are really going to start to dry out going forward. And we're not seeing much this morning, although I will tell you, Patty reported a little bit of drizzle in Comfort earlier. So there could be some of that patchy drizzle, but it'll be very light. Outside here in San Antonio, we're at 79. Look at the feels like temperature, already in the 80s. Feels like 82. So, it has not really cooled down a lot. We're going to see temperatures warm right back up to near 90 by noontime and 97 for high. Heat index will be near 100 today, so there's enough humidity out there to generate heat indices, probably in the triple digits in several spots. And as we look at the authority rainfall estimates from last night, yes, there was quite a bit of rain on the west side of town, so you're talking 1, 2, 3 inches in some cases in a very narrow swath from Bernie down to the Lytle area and the Alamo Ranch area there on the west side of San Antonio. Otherwise, the eastern half of the city did not get much at all. We got to talk about what's going on in the tropics. We'll give you an update there. And we look ahead to some of these hot temperatures, which are headed our way next week. That is coming up in just a couple minutes, but we get you out the door this morning. How are the roads looking?
All right, Justin, and fortunately things are starting to pick up across the city of San Antonio right now. Let's give you a look here at 410 at Crossroads, and this accident just popped up a little while or so ago, and it looks like we have a vehicle that is off to the side of 410 right there. Not too sure yet how many vehicles were involved. Again, this just showed up on the TxDOT website and on our TransGuide traffic camera. So this is actually going to be 410 West, past the 410 I-10 interchange. So basically think of Cherry Ridge right before you get to parts of Jackson Keller. This is that one stretch right there. Looks like we have a couple of emergency vehicles. Might be also the exit coming off there onto 410 West. So we'll gather more information here in just a little bit, and we'll see if Alex can make it out there. Or he may actually already be out there. We'll check in with him in just a little bit. All right, 35 starting to build up here. Starting to see more traffic here. Walsham, traffic is moving along there, north and southbound lanes, but you see right there by Roosevelt High School. But further up here, over by Weidner, O'Connor, Judson, still some pretty good backups for our drivers headed north past 35 and 410. And let's give you one more look here at the east side of town, where we are not seeing any sort of heavy traffic at this moment, but as we get closer to our rush hours, things usually get pretty busy there. Everything else across the city is looking okay for the most part, but again, we will continue to follow that situation over by 410 at Crossroads. Let's go to Alex right now for a check of things in Drive Cam, and Alex may actually be at this scene. Alex, what are we looking at right now?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. I'm in the same area. This is going to be over here by Crossroads, and you're right, 410 westbound. Right now, at this moment, we do have that right lane being blocked right now because of first responders making the scene. There's a lot of brush in this area, a lot of trees, so I'm trying to get a good angle of what's happening out here, but I do see some cars up ahead of me right over here. They're pulled over to the side, but just know that for right now, again, that right lane going to be blocked going 410 west, and I'm going to see if I can get some more information and see if I can get a better view of this area, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Alex. And again, as we saw earlier, it looked like there was a car that was off to the side of 410. So we'll check back in with him in just a little bit.
6:03 right now. This morning, we continue to cover the devastation and the recovery in the Hill Country. KSAT committed to remembering the people who lost their lives in the flooding.
And you see those pictures right there. Just very sad news. Our team has been working to gather as much verified information as we can about these victims. Often that information coming from family members themselves. You can scan the QR code that you see on your screen to learn more and read more about some of the lives that we have lost so far.
Meanwhile, we got emergency officials in Uvalde County this morning still on standby watching the Frio River.
Absolutely. Yesterday, people were stranded east of Concan because of flooding, and they're hoping that today the water levels recede enough to get people back across. That we know that the Frio River crested at around 13 feet on Monday afternoon.
Now, the video that we captured on Monday shows those conditions. And then on Tuesday, got stacks of supplies dropped off by Concan Volunteer Fire Department and Uvalde County Office of Emergency Management. Those agencies teamed up with the Texas National Guard and Task Force 1 to help deliver those supplies by helicopter. And we spoke with one person on the phone who was stranded and then said that the water came faster than expected.
We didn't think it was going to hit as bad.
What was your vacation supposed to be?
It was supposed to be not like this. I mean, we were going home Monday.
Now, so far, no flood-related injuries have been reported, which is great news right there. So we've been covering, again, the floods in Kerrville, Ingram, and then Hunt areas. But in Comfort this morning, people there have been dealing with the aftermath of flooding as well.
That's right. Comfort was an area that was hit hard as well. Many volunteers, first responders doing what they can and also stepping up this morning to help out the cause there. Patty Santos standing by in Comfort for us on this Wednesday morning. And Patty, looks like you're already seeing some activity out there. How are things going?
Hey there, good morning. We are at the Comfort High School. This is actually a FEMA deployment site. We've already seen some of the crews begin to get in their cars. They're actually sleeping in the gym here at the high school and begin to head out in preparation for the searches today. But yesterday, I was here in the Comfort community when a youth group from California drove in about 1,300 miles to bring in supplies. They saw the need here in Kendall County and they made a call, and then they drove in those supplies themselves. Our camera was there as that van pulled up. Take a look at that video. The group is called SCJ USA. It's a Christian group, and volunteers called the Comfort Resource Center a few days ahead and specifically asked what they needed. So they showed up with med kits, liquid IV, even long tube socks. They carried about $36,000 worth of supplies to our community. Take a listen.
That they need these types of things that no one was even thinking of, but by calling them, we were able to get them exactly what they needed. We got them fresh socks, we got them hydrocortisone, we got them antibiotic cream, a lot of things that needed to be filling gaps, and we're really happy to have just been able to get, a lot of the congregation just to be able to give their own time and money to donate to bring it out here. So it was a long haul, but yeah, it was worth it.
We're very grateful from all of the community. They have all come together. We've gotten all those donations, a lot of out-of-town donations, a lot of out-of-state donations. Everybody now is to the point where they are contacting us and asking us specifically what we need.
And that's Margaret Stone from Comfort. She says they are good on diapers, by the way, so don't bring any more diapers and other basics. Their focus right now is being able to supply some of these first responders. And now, again, these necessities change daily, but just as I was there listening yesterday, somebody was asking for laundry detergent. Obviously, they're out, they're getting very dirty, and some of their items have to get washed. Somebody else was asking for a hat. Simple things like that they're now trying to provide to these first responders. Reporting in Comfort this morning, I'm Patty Santos.
Okay, thank you very much for that report, Patty. Well, here are the latest death toll numbers from the July 4th floods across the state. A staggering 134 people have died.
In Kerr County alone, we got officials reporting 107 deaths, and that includes 70 adults and 37 young children. We also know that at least 97 people still missing in the wake of the floods. In Kendall County, we also learned the bodies of 9 people have been discovered. That information posted to the county's Office of Emergency Management Facebook page. And the post also notes that there are no longer any people who are considered missing in Kendall County, as they expect to continue to see state and federal crews combing through the debris in the coming days.
Meanwhile, officials in Maverick County, that is south of us, say 47 people have been rescued from rising floodwaters there. A mandatory evacuation order was issued for some parts of that county earlier this week due to a flood threat. A temporary shelter is expected to be set up for those in Maverick County who may still need it.
Looking ahead, we got many people asking what can be done to make sure a tragedy like this never happens. It's a difficult question to answer at this time. But later this month, you got the state's Disaster Preparedness and Flooding Committee will travel to Kerr County to hear directly from residents about their biggest concerns in the Hill Country. That meeting is set for July 31st, and on Monday, state lawmakers will head back to the Capitol to tackle natural disaster preparedness and other key issues.
Okay, some new developments here in this story. An inmate who died yesterday has been identified by the Bexar County Medical Examiner's office. The sheriff's office says that 48-year-old Lorenzo Aleman was pronounced dead around 5:45 p.m. Now, if you remember this name, it's because he was the individual who was charged with capital murder on Monday after shooting two people in an H-E-B parking lot on the southeast side. Now, police found that couple dead just before 11 p.m. on Sunday at the 4100 block of South New Braunfels Avenue off of I-37. As of now, though, Aleman's cause of manner and death also have not been determined. And we have another road rage shooting in San Antonio that ends with a 17-year-old that was shot in the face. So we first told you about this yesterday on Good Morning San Antonio as breaking news. This happened around 6:30 in the morning on Highway 90 just east of Loop 1604. San Antonio police say that someone fired at that 17-year-old driver, ultimately, again, hitting them in the face. The shooter did get away, and so far this year, we have covered at least 10 other cases of road rage-related violence. That has some people trying to make sense of everything, blaming it all from bad tempers to bad road conditions.
People are not always sure where the X's and interests are, and they tend to cut you off.
It's just like they perceive it as an insult to themselves. They take it very personal, and then they just, they see red and they just act.
I think people are just really stressed out right now. There's a lot of anger out there and people don't really know what to do with it.
Well, some experts that we talked to said the best way to handle aggressive drivers is to take the high road and avoid conflict with them at all cost.
Right outside with live cam, it is 6:10, 79 degrees. We are watching the Gulf. The Hurricane Center still looking at a 40% chance of development. So what has changed? We'll take a look at that forecast for you coming up.
A game time celebration turned into a medical emergency. We're talking about a soccer star who opens up about the moments that left fans stunned. Her powerful story ahead on Good Morning San Antonio.
And you think cheese enchiladas cannot be healthy? Well, think again. We're going to tell you how NEISD is serving up a made-from-scratch classic with a nutritious spin. Coming up.
It is 6:14. Welcome back. We got a lot of people who are still wanting to know how to help people who've been affected by the recent floods. But this Friday, Project Smash is hosting Dance for a Cause. It's a community-driven event that aims to raise vital funds for those impacted by the floods. This special dance workshop is from 7 to 8:30 p.m. and then at the Smash Dance and Fitness Studio on Bandera Road. They're asking for a $10 donation with all the proceeds benefiting the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. Several celebrities also using their talent to help raise money for victims on Friday. Tejano star Shelly Lares is holding a benefit concert on Woodlawn Theater. The concert called One Stage, One Heart. It will go from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Organizers suggesting a $50 donation per person. And also August 28th, Kerrville resident Robert Earl Keene will host a benefit concert in New Braunfels. And we got all those details at KSAT.com.
Yes, the great Robert Earl Keene. All right, the Denny's Mobile Relief Diner continues to help with its 53-foot mobile kitchen to help feed first responders and community members that were impacted by the Hill Country floods. Today, the MRD will be stationed in Kerrville, serving up a hot breakfast. Denny says that all people are encouraged to stop by and enjoy a warm meal and a little bit, just a moment of relief. They will be parked at 651 Loop 534. That's also part of the Lima Street Bridge out there from 3 in the morning. So we're already going out there to 2 o'clock in the early afternoon.
And here at home, back to school season on the horizon, where today the Pearl will have the 2025 Stuff the Bus School Supply Drive. This event, you can still help fill a real school bus and brand new backpacks. And here's a sweet bonus for you. We got the first 100 people to donate a backpack. will get a free treat. Plus, everyone can snap a photo with the bus, check out the market starting at 5, and then help support a great cause. The event is happening from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 307 Pearl Parkway near Stable Hall.
All right, man, back to school.
It's coming fast. Here. A lot of things are happening in our community, definitely.
Absolutely, yes. And check out Denny's Mobile Diner. Actually, I've been hearing some good things about that. All right, let's check in on the traffic situation right now out there on the northwest side of town, because it looks like we have more delays that are taking place out here and more emergency vehicles. Now, earlier we saw a vehicle off to the side there, but as Alex reported, and we're going to check in with him in just a little bit, over here we have that one vehicle off the side of the road. Not sure if that was part of the reason. Looks like maybe went through the guardrail there as well. So we'll get an update here from Alex in just a bit. A lot of brush out here, a lot of trees also in that area, but it looks like this is causing a full backup right there for our drivers on 410 West coming off of I-10. That appears to be that one spot right there, and that exit of 410 may actually be closed. But again, we'll check in with Alex in just a bit. This is our other trouble spot, 35 northbound. Starting to see our traffic delays grow here for all of our drivers coming up on 35 earlier over by Walsham, Eisenhower Road. This is going to be Austin Highway over by 410. So Perrin Bidle might actually be a decent option to get around some of the delays that we're seeing for our northbound 35 drivers. Okay, let's go to Alex now and see what is the very latest out there on the near northwest side over by 410 at Babcock. Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. So most of the units have actually already left the scene. It first came out as a vehicle extraction, and you can see the car right here, the vehicle is in this brush and all of this trees right here. That's at least a tail light or a brake light right here that's kind of hidden with all those trees around. So they already called out a wrecker, and it looks like they're going to be able to get this car out, and they actually canceled EMS because of the driver. I actually saw the driver. He was talking to SAPD. He looks to be all right. So quite the crash, but he's going to be pretty good this morning. So just know that you might have some slowing on the right side of 410 headed westbound, but they did call a wrecker, and they should be clearing this one up within this hour, RJ.
Thank you for that update. Alex Gomez for us this morning in Drive Cam over by 410 at Crossroads.
Okay, let's take a look at a picture yesterday coming in on KSAT Connect. This was from Eddie out in Lytle, and yeah, look at that lightning strike, cloud to ground. There was quite a bit of electricity with those storms last night that we showed you there on the west side of town. So it was Lytle up across western parts of Bexar County and then up towards the Bernie area that really did see some of those heavier storms last night. And they did put down some pretty good rain, 1 to 3 inches with some of these storms. But that was yesterday evening. It looks as though things are really starting to dry out. Some interesting numbers, though, for you. You look at the month of July, and obviously we're only, 16 days in or so. But 12 of those days, we have reported some sort of measurable rainfall in Ingram. 12 days in Medina. 8 days out of this month, we've had rain in Bernie. 7 days here in San Antonio. 7 in New Braunfels. 6 in Kerrville and Gonzales. Considering July is usually one of our drier months, these are pretty incredible numbers. I mean, you're talking up to 3/4 of the month seeing some rain in spots. So it's been a rainy stretch, obviously not in a good way in some cases, but we are going to see the rain chances really start to decrease. We got some small chances Friday and Saturday, and that is it as you look at the extended forecast here. Let's look at high temperatures today. Now, this is going to be the flip side of things. Once we get rid of the rain, temperatures will start to rise. 97 is forecast high here in San Antonio today, 98 Pleasanton, 102 in Cotulla. So, yes, there will be some triple digits on the map. And I think even here in San Antonio, it'll feel like it's in the triple digits because humidity is not going anywhere. And the heat index will be a problem going forward, as we'll likely see some heat indices up above 100 going into next week. Tropical weather outlook. Hurricane Center looking at about a 40% chance of development with that low we've been showing you. And that is going to shift off to the west. As it does, if it stays weak, then it may throw a little bit of moisture our way Friday into Saturday, but I wouldn't get your hopes too high. If it stays weak, it's not going to do a lot for us. If it strengthens, it probably turns north and does absolutely nothing for us. Either way, the bigger takeaway here is the fact that high pressure begins to build in from the east, and this takes over our forecast next week, and that's why temperatures are forecast to be so warm. 96 tomorrow, 95 Friday, 96 Saturday. There are those small rain chances there, and then hotter weather taking hold by next week. All right, our Just Ask Justin question for you this morning has to do with rivers. We've talked a lot about those here over the last week or so. So which of Texas's major rivers does not end at the Gulf or empty into the Gulf? Is it the Red River, the Brazos River, the Colorado River, or the Rio Grande? You can vote, ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code, and we'll get you that answer coming up here in about half an hour.
Okay, good stuff. Red leading the way so far. Okay,
Yes.
622, 79 degrees outside.
She was celebrating a goal, and then seconds later, she collapsed. Up next, we got a first look at what a soccer star says she remembers from that terrifying moment on the field.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it was the frightening incident on the soccer pitch that left fans across the country stunned. Just 2 months ago, Angel City defender Savvy King had been celebrating a teammate's goal in a match against the Utah Royals. Moments later, she collapsed to the ground.
Yeah, this is intense.
And this morning, she's sharing her story with GMA.
What happened in that moment?
So there's actually a lot that I don't remember. I think that it's kind of a blur, but I remember I wasn't feeling right, and I remember I grabbed my leg because I was trying to distract myself from the fact that I felt like I was gonna pass out. And then I remember the medical staff coming onto the field, and then after that I don't remember anything.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more with Savvy King, her road to recovery, and her message for fans everywhere. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, Los Angeles.
When you think of enchiladas, many words may come to mind, but you can add nutritious to that list, dealing with Northeast ISD, how they're teaching their Enchilada Wednesdays as a healthy option for their students.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Coming up on 6:30 right now on our Hump Day morning. Again, thanks so much for waking up with us. I got a lot to get to. Obviously, our coverage is continuing, dealing with the aftermath of the flooding, but also we got a lot of news today.
Absolutely. We're going to check in with Patty in just a little bit out in Comfort, because we know that there was a lot of relief efforts taking place out there, but it looks like we might get a little bit of a break from the rain, Justin. Far west side of town got some pretty good showers yesterday.
Got some good rain. Yes, it was loud last night, but yes, I think we're going to get a much needed break in the rainfall, and it's kind of hard to imagine that we would say that here in the month of July, but here we are. And yes, the Authority radar will be much quieter today and really to the foreseeable future. As we go outside for you, we've got some clouds this morning. No rain, though. Maybe a little bit of drizzle in spots. 79 at the airport, 78 in New Braunfels. This number has not moved. So we've been stuck right there in the upper 70s, I should say. Feels like it's in the low 80s, though. And we will get into the upper 90s later today. That is the kind of the main takeaway here, is that things are about to get hot. By 4 p.m., the heat index could be near 100. And it's also going to be plenty hot up there around Kerrville, too. So we want to remind all those folks that are up there volunteering and working that it will get hot and steamy with heat indices likely climbing into the 90s there. We may be near 100 for that feels like number, as I said, here in San Antonio. And it could get worse by next week. We could be seeing those heat indices jump up above 100 as high temperatures get into the upper 90s, certainly by Monday and Tuesday of next week. We're going to talk much more about that, the heat and the tropics, how that may affect our forecast too, coming up in just a couple minutes. But we toss it over to RJ now with a look at your morning traffic.
Updates here with the situation on the northwest side of town over by 410 at Crossroads. Look like we do have a tow truck out here at the scene to hopefully get this vehicle out of the side there, the brush off of the westbound lanes of 410. Again, right now it looks like that exit from 410 coming off of I-10 is closed at the moment, and we have a couple of TxDOT vehicles, and it looks like some SAPD vehicles also on the scene there as well. We'll check in with Alex here in just a little bit, but I wanted to get us up on the map because a little bit further up the road, 410 at Cherry Ridge, traffic is actually moving along. So we saw earlier that the main lanes of 410 not necessarily being affected too much at this point. Let's show you this right here because we do have reports of a stalled vehicle over by 410 at 78. So we'll keep an eye on that situation. Looks like 10 at 410 for the most part is moving along. And one more look here at the northeast side of town. Traffic's starting to clear out a little bit. Looks like we are picking things up in terms of our construction on the northeast side of town over by 410 and 35. All right, let's check in with Alex Gomez right now in Drive Cam for us on this Wednesday morning. Alex, what can you tell us? How are things looking on the roads?
Yeah, not too bad for the north side right now. I just passed the airport, 410, headed eastbound. I'm on my way to the northeast side because it looks like we have a big incident happening on I-35 near FM 3009. That's the greater northeast side over there by Cibolo. It's affecting both sides of I-35, so that's where I'm headed to. I'm going to go check out what's happening over there, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update. Alex Gomez is on the scene for us. Well, of course, we've been covering the floods in Kerrville, Ingram, and also the Hunt areas. But in Comfort this morning, people there also dealing with the aftermath of that catastrophic flooding as well.
And many volunteers and first responders doing what they can and are stepping up. Our Patty Santos is standing by in Comfort this morning. Patty, again, you've already been seeing some activity out there. You're at like one of the actual sites of the help coming. So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, one of the buses here at the Comfort High School, it's the FEMA staff that are stationed here that are just leaving the scene here on their way to begin their search this morning. This is, again, the Comfort High School. The gym has been turned into a sleeping headquarters for the FEMA staff. I got a chance to talk to one of them really quickly. It looked like he was from Indiana. I asked him where he was going. He said it kind of changes day by day, so and they're not familiar with the area. They just kind of get sent and begin the searches. But I did get an update from the Kendall County Emergency Manager earlier this morning, Brady Constantine. In Kendall County, he tells us crews have recovered 9 bodies since July 4th. And remember, there were no people that were reported missing in this county. There are 7 fire departments that are responsible for searching 50+ miles along the Guadalupe River. Now, these are along with the FEMA staff. They tell me they are tired, but they are getting a lot of help from outside agencies like FEMA that are really experts in the search and rescue after disasters. The rain, they say, has really hindered some of their search and rescue because some of that debris has been washed down into areas that maybe they have already searched. Another thing that they mention is that outside of Comfort, the terrain really changes along the river into areas that are mostly ranch land and areas that are not very walkable. So it's more of canyons. And so those are the areas that they are moving into, but that it's been very difficult to search. This is going to last, they say, for weeks. And so this is just, one of the many days that they will continue to search, again, with the help of federal agencies. Reporting from Comfort this morning, I'm Patty Santos. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Patty. Cannot forget about our neighbors in Kendall County as well. Well, about an hour north of San Antonio, the Sisterdale Volunteer Fire Department is pushing through one of the worst natural disasters to ever hit the area. Those volunteers have been grateful for an outpouring of support from across the country. Help has come in different forms from different places. Fire Chief Brian Riley tells us that even with the help, though, the work is far from over. Every day pushing through physically and emotionally exhausting conditions.
At this point, we're still compartmentalizing. We're still in work mode, right? So nobody wants to take that wall down, and we're making sure that we have counseling and support avenues for people to be able to, if it's 3 a.m. and it's bothering you, here's some people you can call.
Well, the chief there is asking anyone that wants to donate to give to those families that have been affected by the flooding.
So we got a jewelry store chain founded in Kerrville has come to a beautiful realization this week about how many people care for their community. And in response to the devastating floods, James Avery shut down for a few days. When they reopened Monday, the company announced 100% of the proceeds from their Deep in the Heart of Texas charm will go to flood recovery efforts. James Avery store manager Sandy Rocha said that within hours it was sold out and is still on back order.
You have it right there on your neck.
I do, yes, I do. It means a lot to me. I actually had it on my bracelet, so I took it off and I put it on because it's a different meaning for me now.
Closer to your heart.
Closer to my heart, absolutely, yes.
Now, you can still order the charm through August 4th. Rocha said that guests are beyond understanding that it may take 6 to 8 weeks to receive their charms. Speaking of the community working together, KSAT Community Information Phone Bank to help Texas affected by the recent floods is over for now, but we are still talking about the Together for Texas donation drive. That already campaign has raised over $806 $100,000 so far. And again, we cannot say thank you enough. All of our viewers, everyone who pitched in, your generosity is what made this possible. All the funds raised were going to go directly to the on-the-ground efforts in flood-affected areas through the Salvation Army.
Right outside with light cam, it is 6:38, 79 degrees. The sun will be up in 7 minutes. Sunrise at 6:45 this morning. Sunset is at 8:35, so we're still looking at nearly 14 hours of daylight. Will it bring any rain today? We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin. Take a look right there. Enchiladas with a healthy twist. Northeast ISD is serving up a classic favorite. We're going to tell you why it's getting some national attention.
And Buddy the Elf heading to the Riverwalk. You can find out about this year's movie-themed holiday parade and all the festive fun coming your way.
6:41, welcome back to Good Morning San Antonio. Well, who said that these right there, cheese enchiladas, cannot be healthy? Well, if that's your thought process, Northeast ISD is ready to prove you wrong going into another school year, which is right around the corner.
That is right. So I caught up with them as they presented their 70-year-old made-from-scratch nutritious enchiladas to several different school districts from around the world at the School Nutrition Association's annual conference. And here's how they're gearing up for their Healthy Enchilada Wednesdays for all to enjoy.
Today we're here to show you the process for our cheese enchilada recipe.
What is your favorite enchilada?
Cheesy. Chicken. Any of them that's spicy.
Enchilada Wednesday. Based off of that demonstration that I saw and then tasting some of the samples, they are off the chain. But it's more than just the flavor. You guys are all about the nutrition aspect of it.
We are very dedicated to cooking as fresh a food as possible for our kids, controlling the ingredients that go into it, and by making things from scratch, like our iconic cheese enchiladas, homemade Spanish rice, using dry beans, cooking and seasoning them, we can make the best meal possible.
Now, I bet they don't even realize how healthy they're eating, do they?
Oh, it's all about meeting their flavor and then getting the nutrition in it, because it doesn't do any good to make nutritious food if it is not put into the body.
When you hear the word enchilada, what is the first word to come to mind?
Party. Spicy.
Spanish. My sister-in-law. She's Hispanic and she makes them homemade.
It's pretty easy and affordable to make at home, correct?
Mexican food in general, the Tex-Mex that we are used to in San Antonio, are not an expensive meal item. Beans and rice, we all know that that's a staple of many of our San Antonio diets, and it's not a pricey thing. But learning steps of making your recipes more healthy by what the ingredients you're controlling in it is a key.
Very, very tasty. Okay, get this. Northeast ISD, they're heading back to school Monday, August the 11th, which again is right around the corner. But if you're interested in getting that free or reduced school lunch, you need to apply for it. That link is in this article at KSAT.com. And again, it's going to take you to this website that you see here, where you'll find all the steps to apply. But also in that article, you're going to see all the nutrition-based meals. Like, it's just so many different options that they're doing to help out their students and the parents. And again, a lot of respect for them for presenting their enchilada recipe. Again, it's more than just flavor. It is more than just a fun lunch. They're kind of exemplifying how you can have flavor and you can have nutrition and healthy options at the same time. So I ate some. Yes. I ate some yesterday, and I feel like I feel
pretty
healthy.
Good.
I did it.
All right. Well, speaking of bringing the flavor here, SA Picks is back this year. This is a KSAT contest where you can nominate everything from your top businesses to restaurants, dog groomers, to even plumbing companies and air conditioning services and much more.
Oh yeah, nominations officially open and will run until August the 1st. We are going to announce the finalists for each category on August 19th. Well, finalist voting will open August 20th and then end September the 12th. You can vote for each category once a day, and then we're going to announce the winners in the late September. We'll have the full list of categories that you'll be able to vote on, and that's available right now at KSAT.com. All you got to do is search for SA Picks.
Yeah, best sandwich shop, best coffee, good stuff. All right, so in case you're wondering, it's 162 days until Christmas. So get ready to spot Buddy the Elf on the Riverwalk this holiday season.
I love you, I love you, I love you. You remember that? That part was crazy. Okay, so look, the Ford Holiday River Parade has officially announced this year's theme for the 44th annual celebration, which is Merry Movie Magic. And Buddy himself will serve as the Grand Marshal.
This year we're celebrating holiday movies we all know and love, from timeless classics to today's favorites. These are the films that bring us together year after year and help us feel the joy of the holiday season. Our social media.
And new to this year's Ford Holiday River Parade is a holiday market that you can check out. There will also be live music and, of course, tons of Christmas lights. All takes place the day after Thanksgiving on November the 28th, and the tickets available right now at the SanAntonioRiverWalk.com. I love to see it. I cannot wait. You know, Christmas, we need a little bit of Christmas right now.
Yes, Christmas in July.
Yay,
Yeah,
let's
that'd be
do
good.
it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's check out the roads right now with your traffic authority and see exactly what's going on here on the northwest side of town. So traffic has cleared out, as the one and only Alex Gomez predicted that it would, as they have pulled out that one vehicle that was off to the side of the road, 410 at Crossroads. So I'm going to get us back on the rotator here. We are seeing some backups over here, 1604 Redland and 35,000 Oaks, some delays there as well. We can move past this one. That's 410 at Cherry Ridge. Traffic moving along there after that one incident, but some pretty good backups over here over 410 for our drivers going northbound and all of our folks making their way up to FM 78, and starting to see more volume there in terms of our traffic on the east side of town. But let's go to Alex right now, because earlier he had given us some reports about an incident potentially FM 3009. Alex, what's up?
Yeah, and it's going to be affecting both sides of the highway, I-35 north and southbound right there at FM 3009. Right now, I'm on the frontage road, and you can see I got off the highway. I thought it was going to be a lot faster being on the frontage road right before Evans, and yeah, it's not. It's a big mess out here, so just know that if you are going to be in the greater northeast side, there is an incident happening on I-35 and FM 3009 that's pretty much, it has a big slowdown on both sides of the highway this morning, RJ.
Okay, we'll check back in with Alex coming up and get more details during GMSA Plus.
Thank you, guys. Okay, let's talk area reservoir levels and lake levels. This has been a big question we've been getting into the KSAT weather department. What are the lakes looking like? Well, Canyon Lake is at 65%. It is pretty much level off now after that big rise from the floods. It is up 13 feet since last month. Still not full, though, not anywhere near full, honestly, which is pretty incredible. And Medina has risen 10 feet, but still only 5% full. I mean, we just had such a deficit to dig out of that, in theory, we need more rain. Let's wait on that, though. Let's get a little bit of a break because we're pretty waterlogged as it stands right now. I will tell you, those lakes along the Colorado River really jumped up. So Travis is the biggest mover here, up 34 feet since a month ago, and Buchanan is almost completely filled up. It's at 99%. In fact, they were releasing water yesterday. It's up 16 feet since last month. So the rivers, and of course, filled up our lakes, just not completely there for Medina and Canyon. Nighttime satellite shows we do have some clouds, quite a bit of them actually, some morning low clouds, and those are signified in that blue color there, but no rain. And I don't think we're going to see much across the state of Texas today. You got to go out to parts of Arizona and then, of course, the Gulf before you see anything on radar this morning. Our forecast calls for cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions to start, then mostly sunny this afternoon. You'll see a high right around 90, and then we'll end up close to 97. Feels like numbers, though, will be up around 100. Okay, let's go out to the Gulf, and this is that disturbance that the Hurricane Center has been watching. Still looks pretty ragged to me. There's not a lot here. We are starting to get maybe thunderstorms kind of clustering more together, but still I don't see a lot of organization here. And this is hugging the coast, so that doesn't give it a lot of real estate to work with. Nonetheless, the spaghetti plots have basically have the idea that this is going to just kind of ride the coast here and then maybe turn to the north. Either way, if it stays weaker, I think it moves a little bit further west, but it may throw some moisture in our direction, but I just don't think it's going to have really much of an impact at all. We did put in a 20% chance of rain there on Friday. From there, high pressure begins to build, and this is really going to take over the forecast as we get into the latter part of the weekend and next week. It means hotter, drier weather. We're not going to get any of the heavy downpours that we have been seeing. 96 tomorrow, 95 Friday, 96 on Saturday. Small rain chances there. And then look for warmer temperatures Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay, here's our Just Us Justin question this morning. Has to do with our rivers. Speaking of, which major Texas river does not empty into the Gulf? Is it the Red River, the Brazos River, the Colorado River, or the Rio Grande? Right now, the Red River is getting most of those votes. What do you guys think?
Red. I'm just going to go red as a part of my college colors.
Well, based on my Texas geography here, I'd be very surprised if the Red River went into the Gulf. Yeah, the Rio Grande, that one goes.
That's a kind of yes. Okay, well you're correct.
Yay!
It is the Red River. Yes, so the Red River actually empties into the Mississippi. If you were curious, now eventually all that water does eventually get down to the Gulf, but it goes into another river first. The other river in Texas, it does not empty into the Gulf, the Canadian, also across North Texas.
Okay, fun facts.
There you go.
Love it, Justin. Thank you.
You got it.
6:51 right now, 79 degrees outside.
All right, new inflation numbers are out as tariffs start to creep into some of our prices. We're going to have a breakdown of all of this and tell you how it is affecting your bottom line. This and much more on GMSA Plus. All right, 6:55, and do want to let you know about a major backup that we're seeing right now on the far northeast side. Alex Gomez was the first one to tell us about this right here. This is going to be 35, and it looks like they have shut down all the main lanes of 35 over by FM 3009, and on this side here, this is actually Roy Richard Drive. So it kind of splits the highway right there, but also seeing some pretty good backups here for our drivers coming south on 35 right now, but mostly the northbound lanes look like they are completely shut down at this moment over by Schertz, Cibolo. We'll check in with Alex coming up on GMSA Plus and give you a on-the-ground report. Justin, how are we looking out there?
Thanks, sir. That looks like a pretty big mess there. All right, our forecast today, 83 around 10 o'clock. 90 noontime will be up around 97 for a high. Heat index near 100. Tomorrow, 96. Very small chance of rain Friday. Otherwise, the bigger story will be the heat and humidity as we get into next week. We could be near 100 by the middle part of next week. All right, more coming up on GMSA Plus. Join us on all of our streaming platforms.